Once upon a time, in a world where reverb bloomed like spring flowers and every sunrise shimmered with analog warmth, lived a bunny. Not just any bunny, the Easter bunny. But not everyone knows, before he delivered eggs, he was on a different quest. The never-ending quest for the perfect guitar tone. He started simple. A vintage Princeton Reverb, a single coil-equipped Strat, and zero effects. Just pure signal path, clean as fresh spring air. But the bunny wanted more. The bunny had heard of a Plexi-type pedal. It sounds just like the real amp, they said. Naturally, the bunny believed the well-informed voices of the forest and went ahead and bought the pedal. "Oh, gain," he shouted. "Sweet, creamy gain." It sounds and feels exactly like the real amp, the bunny thought, even though he had never actually played through one. But something was off. The more gain he added, the less he liked his sound. His notes became squashed, muddy, compressed into lifelessness. He didn't know it yet, but he was entering a trap. The bunny thought, maybe it's my guitar. He wandered into the mystical Tonegorn forest, where magical trees bore names like mahogany, alder, and basswood. A kindly squirrel handed him a guitar made from 10 kinds of tonewood. "It'll totally change your tone, dude," the squirrel claimed. The bunny tried it, and that was it. It was simply perfect. The combination of tonewoods made his tone more open and creamy. It even felt like there was more headroom. But after a few days, something was wrong. That dreaded morning, the bunny plugged into his vintage Princeton Reverb, and once again, he didn't like the tone. Everything sounded muddy, dull, and compressed. It turned out the biggest tone changes weren't in the wood, they were in his amp settings. The bunny journeyed to an ancient owl studio filled with glowing spectrum analyzers and cascading EQ curves. "You're scooping your mids," said the owl, pointing to a big smiley face EQ. "But the Animal Forum said to," protested the bunny. "The forum lied," said the owl. The bunny nodded, realizing that he had been EQing like a bedroom shredder, not a mix-ready musician. Even though he had no idea which mid-range frequencies the owl was talking about, the bunny cranked the mids. And that was it, the bunny thought. This was the key. Now finally I will be heard in a band. Thoughts spun like a Leslie speaker in the bunny's tiny brain. Yet again, a rainy day crept in, and the bunny was depressed. "I hate my tone," the bunny thought. "It sounds nothing like the music I love." Suddenly, with a gust of wind, a voice appeared from the depths of the forest. "It is your amp," the voice said. "You need to swap your V1 tube for a 12AU7, the voice continued. Without knowing that a 12AU7 is not just a lower gain version of a 12AX7, the bunny asked the voice, "Tell me more," the bunny shouted. "You can also try a 12AT7. Makes your tone chewy," the voice said. "What about modelers?" shouted the bunny desperately into the empty forest. There was no response. A strong wind swept through the trees. The bunny became desperate. Suddenly, the wind stilled. "Modelers are best," the voice reappeared. "They're lightweight, reliable, and they sound and feel exactly like tube amps." "You can buy my profiles," the voice said. The bunny was completely confused. "Sleep on it," the voice said. The next morning in the forest was gorgeous. Nature was alive, and the light breeze stroked the bunny's short fur like a lush tri-chorus. A decision had to be made, but there was a huge problem. The bunny had no money, but the urge for tone was impossible to ignore. "You've got 2 kidneys," the mystical voice whispered. He's right, the bunny thought, flipping through the yellow pages to call the nearest transplantation clinic. Later that same day, the bunny was struggling to walk, but not because of the pain from the recent surgery he had undergone. No, it was because he was carrying a brand new Marshall 100-watt head in one hand and a brand new 4x12 cab in the other. That evening was special. Trembling from the pain as the anesthetics wore off, the bunny plugged his multi-tone wood guitar into his brand new Marshall. And it was glorious. It is everything I have ever wished for, the bunny thought. A raw and crunchy, yet creamy and sizzly sound, just like the bunny imagined Jeff Beck used in 1969. After about 2 hours of sonic heaven, something went wrong. With a clangy noise, the amp went silent. The lovely red pilot light that had been glowing like a pearl flickered and died. The bunny began to feel cardiac arrhythmia. "It's probably a PCB issue," the mysterious voice said. The bunny reached for his gun. "Happy Easter, motherfuckers."